with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. All the praise and gratitude belongs to the Almighty. Prayers and peace upon Muhammad the Prophet, and peace be upon you, dear souls. Thank you for joining us today. I am Dr. Zayd Abdul-Karim, Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. And I want to share with you some thoughts and some ideas on three types of people in this world and help you figure out which one of these types are you. Our vision, mission here is to increase the consciousness of our people. You know, our people are suffering emotionally, mentally, some in very big ways and some in very small ways. And it's preventing us from living our full potential and power. And so I've been commissioned by the Almighty to help us heal some of our fear-based energies so we can live with unconditional love and peace within ourselves and for ourselves, while at the same time fulfilling our greater human potential and power. And so we invite you as we go through the presentation, give us some likes, some comments, share. If you're hearing anything that resonates with you, share with your friends, because this is a message everybody can benefit from. I have come to be known now as a transformational mindset facilitator and coach, and I help women business leaders, particularly African American women leaders, who are ready for more, to come out of the shadows of average so that they can create the purpose-filled business and life that they deserve, with the unshakable clarity and courage to make their money, revenue, their impact, and their fulfillment goals come true. So the other thing that I want you to know about me is that I'm the best one in this world that combines the best of personal transformation training plus brain science plus divine instruction. So we're looking at this idea of three types of people. What if there was a guidance that there was absolutely no doubt in it? There was no reason for you to move from certainty to uncertainty. That would be great, wouldn't it? Because so many people are living in doubt nowadays. I mean, are you 100% sure that that water that you're drinking is pure? Are you 100% sure that the strategies that you're using are going to work? Are you 100% sure that that food that you're eating is really healthy? No. Are you 100% sure that that knowledge that you're feeding off is still relevant? No. There's doubt. There's a lot of doubt. But there is guidance that has no doubt in it. Nothing to move you away from certainty. But that type of guidance is not for everybody. It's for the first type of people we want to talk about tonight. And that is people who have consciousness. That guidance that has no doubt is something that is only for people that have consciousness. Now, one of the mistakes a lot of people make is they have consciousness of race. They have race consciousness, or they have gender consciousness, or they have money elitism type of consciousness, or they, trying to control and have power like that over other people's consciousness. Kind of there's an oppressor consciousness that wants to control things and control people. There's also an oppressed consciousness, which is really the consciousness of wanting to have what the oppressor has. wanting to live where the oppressor lives, wanting to drive what the oppressor drives, live in a house the oppressor lives in, right? But all of these types of consciousnesses are not the true consciousness. One, because they take us away from human consciousness. We have lost our ability, generally speaking, to be human because we are so engaged in all these other types of consciousnesses. But the guidance, the true guidance, is for those who have a consciousness of the Almighty Creator, right? And they have a regard for that awareness, that conscious awareness. But what are the qualities of these people? And of the three, it seems to me that people who have this type of consciousness, that's not filtered and not corrupted by any of the social, cultural influences and consciousnesses. They have those with this type of consciousness, of God consciousness, they have certain qualities. First is that they are obedient and they trust what they can't see, what they can't hear, what they can't access through the five senses. Now, most people are wed to the five senses. We get our information through our five senses. It goes into the conscious mind. But it doesn't originate there. It originates in the spiritual realm. One of my coaches, mentors, he teaches about the fourth dimension. We're so used to living in a three-dimensional world. You know, got to see it to believe it. You got to hear it and taste it. Got to touch it, right? Smell it. But it all originates in the spiritual realm, from the abstract. And believing in and obeying and trusting what you can't see, what you can't taste, what you can't hear, what you can't touch and smell is where everything originates. So this is a quality of being at this high level of consciousness. And we need to increase our consciousness if we're going to fulfill our potential and our power as a human being in whatever skin or gender that we might be in. But in addition to this obedience, this trusting, this fourth dimension, if you will, is that they have a way of establishing some type of, I'll say, devotion, you know, being devoted to their cause, being devoted to showing gratitude for what they are and the gifts that they have are all part of being conscious. It's like, how do you demonstrate some type of devotion to something that's greater than you, that you can't necessarily touch or see? We say Allah, some say God, right? Depending on what country you're in, you'll have a different word. But that force, that power, that intelligence that runs infinitely, the infinite intelligence runs the creation, orchestrates everything, deserves some set of a devotion, not just one day a week. You know, people think they can turn on and off their relationship with the one that gave them life. No, there's got to be some consistency. Really, and it really gets down to remembrance. I think that the thing that Allah, the Most High, the Creator of all, the Almighty, the guardian, evolver, sustainer of life, really just wants us to remember are the favors that we've been given, the gifts. The fact that you can hear me right now is a gift that you've been given, right? That He breathed into you of His Spirit. That's what gives you life, gives us life. and gave you the sense of hearing and the sense of sight and a feeling in the heart for the purpose, with the expectation that you'll be grateful. So it's being this gratitude requires some type of institutional way of devotion to say thank you. And you can't get the consciousness, the higher consciousness, without gratitude. And the third characteristic of consciousness people, higher consciousness people, is that they spend. They've been provided something and they're willing to invest what they've been provided in themselves, in their families, in the other people, in the community, in the world. These are three elements of a higher consciousness. And they live with a certain type of certainty. Most people are uncertain. You know, most people, many people live in the world of uncertainty because of a lack of faith, a lack of obedience and trust to what they can't see. I mean, you can't see God, but you believe in him. You can't see the angels, but you believe in them. You can't see the prophets who came in the past, but you believe in them. Right? So there's something about what's beyond our senses. It's really important. And then when you have these characteristics and you're conscious like that, then you live with a certain certainty about yourself and about life. And this is the first type of people. And the outcome for them is that they're going to be riding on a guidance that's in line with the infinite intelligence of the one who is taking care of everything of life from its beginning to its end. And that is what leads them to be prosperous and successful. So that's the first type of person. Are you that type of consciousness? Are you having those qualities and behaviors of really conscious people? I mean, I ask myself the same question. It's a reflection question. Because if we are, then we're going to be guided. Because the guidance is for those who have consciousness anyway. And that's what leads us to whatever success it is in whatever field of endeavor that you're involved in. Now, the second type of people are not that conscious. In fact, you could say that they are refusing the command of God to be fully human, to be fully who and what they were created to be. And in that refusal, they become arrogant, and then they become ungrateful. This third type of people are folks who are ungrateful. You know, they think that they know better than the one that created them. And so they refuse to be obedient. They refuse to trust what they can't see. And whether you want them or you don't want them, they're not going to be obedient. And we can see in our society a lot of people, they don't even want to obey the laws of the land. More or less obey the universal laws. The fact the laws of the land should be reflective of the universal laws. If they're not, then there's going to be some corruption. Maybe from those who have created those laws. So, you know, if you're resonating with what we're talking about, either live or on the replay, give us some likes, share this message. Because I believe the ones who are going to be happiest, have the most success, the most prosperous life are those who are conscious in the way we're talking about it. Because those who are ungrateful, they can't have a higher level of consciousness. Even if you want them, They're not going to have faith. They're not going to believe. And they're not going to obey and trust. And this idea of belief really has multiple levels. When we're talking about personal transformation, then it really gets down to your belief about yourself. And unfortunately, for many of us, most of us, we develop those beliefs about ourselves from our relationships in the family, at home. And unfortunately, our parents, who do the best they can, they have a lot of pain and fear that they transfer into us when we're children. And we develop beliefs about ourselves along those lines. And then that follows us. It stays with us in our thinking and our feeling and our energies throughout our whole life. You know, I talked with someone a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying that even as a child, they were told that they were worthless. They were told that they were a shame on the family. Now, I don't know what happened, but I know for 4, 5, 6-year-old child, that kind of a message is damaging. It's traumatic. And this particular woman's 48 years old, and she's still living off of that. And she can see the trail of events that have happened in her life that have been in alignment with that belief. Because most people don't even realize that what they believe dictates the destiny of their lives. I'm not talking about religious belief. I mean, what do you believe about yourself? How do you see you, right? And so she's 48 years old, and she can see this pattern from the beliefs. The beliefs run into what we think, what we believe about ourselves, and what we think about ourselves. If you believe you're not good enough, then you're going to have thoughts that I'm not good enough and I can't do it right. And other people are better than me, right? And I don't deserve and I'm not worthy. All of that goes with this belief. Those are thoughts that are related to believing one's not good enough. And then from there, that thoughts lead to the feelings. You can start having negative feelings about oneself or negative questions about oneself, negative emotions that leads to negative energy. And so all of that's going to drive the actions, what you do. I mean, I can remember, I'd just be a little vulnerable. I can remember as a child being told I was stupid, told enough that I believed it. And maybe that was a projection. A lot of times people project their own fears onto you. Maybe that was a person who believed they were stupid projecting that on me. But once I believed it, right, then I began to have stupid thoughts. And I began to have stupid feelings. And I began to have stupid actions that led me to stupid results. And those results reinforce our beliefs. Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? If you can relate, type relate inside of the chat. That's just one message. We get hundreds, if not thousands, of messages in our families, with our teachers, with our coaches, our friends, our siblings. And then you add the social cultural influences that are mostly based in fear. It's no wonder any of us ever make it out of the mental trap of not as far along as you think you should be or not good enough. So folks who are ungrateful, they're refusing, hiding, and rejecting the truth of things. And we learn in this transformational work that many of us are not even in touch with the truth about our own selves. Because the truth is that you are good enough. I can prove it to you if you give me a chance. Book a call with me. We can have a conversation about where you're stuck and how to get unstuck. But we don't believe it. We don't believe we're good enough. We don't believe we can do it. And so we hold ourselves back. And part of that is rejecting the truth about you. Because what happens to those who are covering up the truth and are grateful, there's a disease in the heart. The heart has become diseased by these influences. And we all are susceptible to it. The heart becomes closed. And then the vision, the hearing becomes closed. And the vision, the sight becomes closed. So look at this. As I said before, and this is, again, part of the divine instruction. God breathed into you of his spirit. That's what gives you life. And he made for you hearing, he made for you sight, and he made for you feeling in the heart so that you would be grateful. But he also says in other places that little thanks do you give. No matter how much thanks we can give, it's only a little bit compared to all of the gifts and blessings and favors that each one of us have been given. So that's where it starts. From the breath from the Spirit of the Almighty and making the sense of hearing and the sight and the feeling so that you be grateful. But then those who are ungrateful, they have a seal on their heart. So it's going backwards now. Back up. They're ungrateful. So the heart is closed. They can't feel anything of truth. And then their sight, their hearing becomes sealed. Because their heart is closed, they can't hear the truth when it shows up. And then their sight has a covering over it, right? A veil. They can't see. They can't see properly. And that is the state. So as a result of all that, what happens? There's going to be some type of punishment. It could be a punishment emotionally. It can be a punishment in their thinking, in their head. They may look like they're having all this material success, but to have material success and be spiritually blind because one's heart has been corrupted is definitely not prosperity and success. So that's the second type of people. And really, you could almost say that the third type of person, which in a way they're coming out of the second type of person, those who are ungrateful. Because what they're doing is deceitful. They're trying to deceive the one who created them, which is impossible. And they're trying to deceive the ones who are obedient and trusting the Creator, those who are conscious. But what they don't realize is that they're only deceiving themselves, but they're not aware. We look at our world right now, and I don't like watching the news very rarely, but we see deceivers. Because what's happening, their hearts have become diseased. We live in a world where a lot of people's hearts are diseased because they are liars. They're not involved with the truth. They have bought into the lies of the enemy of humankind. Whose program and his people's program is arrogance, is refusing the truth, is arrogance that leads them to be ungrateful. And their game is to put you in their camp. So we look at what people are believing about themselves that's been taught to them and been corrupted from everything they've been exposed to, and their brain has stored it all. when the heart becomes diseased, the heart can become diseased because rejecting the truth and being ungrateful is really a lie. So I just happened to have the news on yesterday and see this guy who's in Congress. He's in Congress now. You all seen the news. And he got into Congress, he's voted, but they say he lied about this and he lied about that and he lied about this and he lied about his degrees and he lied about his activities. He lied, he lied, he lied, he lied, he lied. And this is a person who has been put in a place of leadership in our government. And the folks that are around him are accepting it. Oh, he got elected. Let's keep him in. He got elected on falsehood and untruth. And we're here to say to you, my friends, that many of you, just like I was living a life that was untrue about me. I had to take some reflection. If you want to transform your life, you got to reflect. And those of you who might be in some pain or suffering or anything that feels negative to you is a state of primal fear and some type of suffering, whether it's boredom or devaluing yourself, your abilities, your power, frustration, judgment of yourself or others, criticizing, blaming, selfishness, all of that stuff. It's falsehood. But we've been programmed to live in falsehood. The media is mass producing falsehood about you. And increasing consciousness and beyond, our mission is to help you come back to the truth about who and what you are. Because that's the only way that you can live your best life. You can't live your best life from negativity and suffering. But you can live your best life when you allow yourself to shift those beliefs and those thoughts and those feelings. I mean, you think it's a coincidence that you're watching this right now, this particular message tonight, at this time? Or is it possible that the questions that you've been asking and the things that you've wanted to resolve and free yourselves from have driven you to this moment for this message? Is it possible? And is it possible that there might even be an answer in this message or in your ability to connect with the messenger here? It's all possible. In fact, I believe, because when you're believing in the spiritual world, which you can't see or touch or taste or feel, I mean, you can feel it in your heart, but you can't touch it. It will bring you what it is that you're asking for. Sometimes maybe not in the most convenient timing for you. You know, you'd rather do something else, but then it shows. But if you have consciousness, you become aware to be able to read the signs when they come to you. Oh, this sounds like maybe what I've been asking for. Because we live in a vibration. Our life is vibrational. We're vibrational creatures. You're not that physical body. You're not that mind, that intelligence. You're a spirit in the body. You're not your body. Some people, they live unconsciously. Their body rules them. But you're not your body. You are a soul in the body. And your soul wants to grow naturally. That's the disposition. Just like everything in nature. Nature is the true reality. That's why I was talking to somebody earlier about reading. Reading is the first priority that's been commanded for human beings in the divine instruction. But don't just read any kind of way. You got to read with the characteristics of the one who created you and created everything. And what else should you be reading? Reading the creation. Because you'll see the true reality in nature. You know, that tree out there in the yard is not comparing itself to another tree. The squirrel doesn't think they're not good enough to find a nut or they can't do it. Flower's not concerned that, oh, that other flower is prettier than me. It's not, you don't see that kind of stuff in nature. So any of those things that's making you feel bad, or you say it's making you feel bad, it's a choice based on the beliefs that you have, decisions you make. But if you're feeling bad about something, anything, then you've gotten off of the natural path. You're getting away from the true reality, and you're moving yourself into a suffering state. And then once we create those brain patterns for suffering, oh, why does this always happen to me? Other people can do it. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Those brain patterns become fixed, and the neurosynaptic connections become hard and firm. So even though you want to change, but you believe you don't know how, right? Or you believe you can't, because those things have been established in your brain. And the brain remembers everything that's happened to you from the time you were born up to now. And it'll go and find evidence. Oh, yeah. See, you're stupid. You're doing some stupid stuff now because you believed you were stupid because you were told you were stupid when you were young. Here it is again. And it runs our lives until we come to a message like this. Whether you say you want to learn more about me and learn more with me, or decide you want to just have a conversation with me or not, your soul is still wanting to grow. Your soul is still wanting you to release those limiting beliefs that's got you stuck. I'm just the best one for you because we have a common experience. We've been through what you're going through. We've fallen and skinned our knees and, had suffering and pain because of the beliefs that I've had. And now we're here to help you if you're ready. Because other people can't communicate it to you the way I can because we have a common experience. It's kind of like, when God says that he never did he send a messenger or a representative to a people except to speak to them in their own language. I am you and you are me. I understand the language. I've always kind of seen myself as a translator. Like I've been blessed to go to some of the best schools. I've been blessed to have some of the top coaches and mentors. I've been blessed to be able to invest in myself at those higher levels so that I can learn things and bring back to you and translate it and put it in a way that you can resonate with and you can use because we have a common experience. So the three types of people are those who are conscious. Those who, and the other type are those who are ungrateful. They're rejecting the truth. Those who are conscious, they accept the truth. They accept and they believe and they trust and they obey from where they can't see. They are allowed to get those downloads from spirit. They trust it and they move on it and they have a type of certainty. There's no doubt or confusion about who and what they are because their hearts are still open. And so their vision and their hearing can still be open. Their heart becomes free of disease. It says it's not their eyes that are blind, but it's their hearts that are blind. And those with the diseased hearts are going to be liars. Not just talking about the people in the news that's lying outwardly, but are you lying to yourself inwardly? That question's coming from to you as well as Dr. Z. Ask yourself, where am I lying to myself? Where am I not being who I really am? We have these jobs, we go to these places We don't want to be working with people we don't even like. And then we got to pretend that we're something other than we are. We can't say what we want to say. They put you in a box, limit your ability to be creative and your ability to earn. Then we have to pretend. I don't want to pretend anymore. Brother told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, you a different kind of brother. I said, what you mean, man? You different. My diseased ego, fear could say, well, that could be negative, but I ain't look at it that way. I'm saying, yeah, I'm different. I want to be different. I'm supposed to be different. I ain't trying to be average. I'm trying to be extraordinary. I ain't trying to be common. I'm trying to be uncommon. Because there's too much commonness going on that is not in the best interest of your growth and potential as a human being. So, if you like this message, if you believe that there's some truth, if you look and say, hey, maybe I have been ungrateful. Maybe I am being ungrateful to a degree. If I'm not sharing the gifts that I have fully, there is some ingratitude in that. You know, where have I been lying to myself? Where have I accepted the lie of the enemy of man that's out here in the society? Thinking that you're less than because you're African American. Thinking that you're less than because you're a woman. Thinking that you're less than because you're Asian. Or you don't have an education that other people have. Or you're not living in places where other people live. You're not less than. You're exactly who and where you're supposed to be with the desire to grow. So let's not lie to ourselves, dear friend. Let's be truthful, because only the truth is what's going to set you free. Free from yourself. Free from your self-sabotaging, right? Free from your limiting beliefs. And so we can move out of the untruth and the falsehood into what's true. We can move out of unintelligence into intelligent thinking, because that's what's creating the lie, unintelligent thinking and the ingratitude. So we can live a life to be more conscious, to be on guidance, to reach the prosperity that you deserve and that you really want. If you're interested in conversation, you have the link, 30 minutes. Ask you some questions. If you're resonating with this, if you believe what you're hearing is true, then book a call. Give me some likes. Share this video. Share this post. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want more in your life, believe what you're listening to is true. If you want to be a person who increases your consciousness so you can be within the jet stream of the infinite intelligence that's here to support you, then type more in the comments. MORE. Type more. I'll reach out to you. We'll see how we can support. See if we're a fit for each other. But one thing for sure, the truth don't change. And that's what we want to serve, the true reality, which is the best of you, is your human excellence. So we thank you. Type more in the chat. We thank you, we love you, and God continue to bless you. Peace.